Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Well, here's a question I get all the time. How much wood do you burn in your boiler? Well, hopefully today I can answer that question, because there's a lot of variables. How much wood I burn versus how much some of my friends may burn. I have 3 friends that have outdoor boilers also. So we're always comparing. Hey, how much wood did you burn last week? Because we kind of go by wheelbarrow loads. And it's a good way to judge and keep track of how much wood you're burning. I typically go through 14 to 17 cords of wood a winter. And temperature has a lot to do with how much wood you burn. It has a great deal to deal with how much wood you burn. If it's, right now we've been having a very mild winter. Very mild. We've been in the 20s and 30s. Right now it's 32 degrees out and it's January 5th. Typically it would be below 0 right now and I'd be going through a lot of wood. About a quart a week when it's really cold. I heat 5,000 square feet with my boiler. It's a SEP 350 gallon outdoor boiler. And so I'll go through the factors of what would change how much wood you're gonna burn. One is distance that you're pumping your water. We're standing right behind my shop. I pump the water 10 feet into the shop. 0 heat loss from the water that's going into the shop. On the other hand, my house is 100 feet from the boiler, which isn't the max distance. I mean, you can go hundreds of feet, but you lose water temperature the farther you pump your water. And my line set's in the ground and it's insulated, but still, I can still see a slight melt in my snow where the line set runs. So I know I'm heating the ground, which seems useless because I don't need my ground warm in the wintertime. I need my house warm. But there's heat loss. So by the time the water gets to the house, it loses temperature, and which then you have to burn more wood to make up for that heat loss. So this year, I'm trying something new. Is I put a furnace back in my shop to try and reduce my wood consumption. And so I'm heating my shop with natural gas, and I shut the pump off to the heat radiator that's in my shop. So I'm only heating my house, and I am going through far less wood. But it's hard to judge though. Like I said, it's the whole temperature thing. If it's below 0, you go through a lot of wood. If it's above 20, you don't go through so much wood. But I can already tell that I know how much wood I would normally put in there if it was 20 degrees, if I was heating both. And I'm almost at half the amount of wood, which makes sense because I just took half of my heat source out of the equation. So typically on a normal day, this is how much wood I would put in twice a day. I load it twice a day. Once in the morning, once at night. It's every 12 hours. I mean, you could try and make it go longer, but then you just have to shove more wood in there, and it seems like the more wood you put in, the more it burns. It doesn't get you a longer burn. In theory, it just burns more wood. So we have found with our boiler, the best thing to do is load it in the morning, 12 hours later, load it again. So it's just every 12 hours you're loading the boiler. And it's simple, but I'm gonna show you what I, on average, put in. And right now with it a little bit warmer out, I don't have to put in quite all this. I usually have a couple pieces in the bottom. But if it was in the teens right now, this is about what I'd put in twice a day. So right here, here's my loaded wheelbarrow. And you just see me loading it over on the side of my wood pile over there. So that's about how much I'd put in twice a day. So we always talk about wheelbarrow loads. Is it a medium wheelbarrow load? Is it a heaping wheelbarrow load? I'd call this a medium one because if I heap it, I'm putting pieces in back here and I got them wedged in the front up there and I got a heap. So that's what, if it's really cold out, that'd be a heaping wheelbarrow twice a day. When it's the mild temperature, This is typically what I'll put in. But like I said, it's 30 out right now, so I'm not going to even put in all this. It's probably going to be 2 pieces left here that I feel that I don't need to put in. So I'm going to open up the boiler door. I loaded this at 7 o'clock last night, and it's about 10 o'clock right now. So it's been over 12 hours. And I already seen that there was some wood left in there still from when I opened it here about a half hour ago. And so I already have some wood left over. So that's why I'm not going to put this whole wheelbarrow in there, knowing that, okay, it's not requiring a lot of heat right now. So I'm not burning a lot of wood right now. All right, well, I'm going to call that good. There's another 12-hour burn right there. You can see what's left in the wheelbarrow. I got about 3 pieces left in there yet. So that's what I would burn when it's 30 degrees out. If it was in the teens, that whole wheelbarrow would have went in there. So far this year, I've been burning for 2 months. I started it the first weekend in November, and it's the first weekend in January now. So I've burned for 2 months now. And I have already used 4.5 cords in 2 months, 8 weeks of burning. So I'm not quite at that cord a week when it's really cold. So I'm below what I would normally burn if it was a really cold winter and if I was heating my shop. So this winter, I'm hoping to only burn about 10 cords total. That would bring my wood consumption down 4 to 7 cords, which is quite substantial then, if you're considering on what it takes to cut and split wood. You've seen my wood processing videos. You've seen the amount of work that we go through to cut and split all that wood. And that's a lot, especially when you're looking at doing 30 cords in one day. Where if I can get down to 10 cords a year, I can do 20 cords in one day and have enough for 2 years. And that's what I'm hoping to get to, is where I'm only renting that wood processor and doing all that work every other year versus every single year. And this year we processed 30 cords of wood in one day, one 10-hour day. And I had help. I had some friends over, had family. And that was all cut, split, and stacked. 10-hour period, 30 cords. And I'm hoping I have a good chunk of this left. I'm hoping I have 20 cords left. And then I'm hoping that I can start cutting and processing my wood a year ahead of time so that it has a time to season. For me to do it in the spring, I don't ever have the wood in springtime to be able to cut and split. Everybody says you got to cut and split your wood before winter. Well, I get my wood during the summertime. That's when I can get it. And so I can't get it in the winter, so I can't do it in the spring like everybody suggests for me to do, because I get my wood for free. So I got to get it when I can get it, and that's in the summer. So I'm hoping now that I'm ahead of the game, I can stay ahead of the game by cutting and splitting everything in the spring then and be a year or 2 ahead. That'd be great. So to answer the question, I kind of got sidetracked there, and I do that very easily. Squirrel. Yeah. Anyways. So I'll burn about 10 cords this year. 2 wheelbarrows a day in this. And I'm heating 2,500 square feet now versus 5,000 square feet. So my other buddies that are heating close to 8,000 square feet, almost 10,000 square feet, and they have larger boilers, they go through 25 to 30 cords a winter to be able to do that. That's a lot of wood. I don't want to have to burn that much wood. I don't want to have to cut and stack all that wood every single year. Like I said, we did a lot this year, and I'm hoping I'm ahead of the game now. So I hope this video somehow answered the question, how much wood does a wood boiler burn when a wood boiler is burning wood? I hope I answered the question. Thanks for watching, guys. And I appreciate all the subs. Share my videos. Comment. I love the comments. Have a great day.